Now you heard of Darius. Some of y'all had a little less than half heard of the soul food cake. Did you also know that Darius Cooks stole the soul food cake idea from a female baker? Did you know the thing he went viral for in 2014, he actually did not create? He copied it, took credit for it, never said he was inspired by, did a heck of a job of somebody else's creation. Did you know that? Did you know it? Let me play this clip. Even the podcasters, we got another clip from them, very, very short, what they knew about the fact that this was his claim to fame during that time.
Oh, because I know I used to follow him on Instagram, and I like his claim to fame was like the mashed potato soul, what he called the soul food cake or something like that. They
cornbread with mashed potatoes,
yeah, and all that.
Yes, Darius Cooks stole the soul food cake idea, and I know some gonna be like, "You just say it." They going crazy now. How dare you? That's how I learned about him. You lie. You lie. Oh my God. They like a gremlin when you put water on them. Hold on. So here is a clip of the creator of Darius Cooks, renamed it. Oh, and also here's a better looking picture of it, because this is how it looks when the creator of it does the cake. Not that hack. Not this big. I was about to curse and then I caught myself. Not this bullish. This sloppy, looking like old sloppy ass. Not this version, but the real version. Who do you think who did it first? Who actually knows how to make it? The person who makes it like this, or the person who makes it like that? So today's show, we are going to be talking about, it is something that's been discussed a multitude of times, about Darius Cooks and the allegations that he is a thief, not only of cash and prizes, but also of recipes and intellectual property of lesser known or creators, chefs, business people too, that his followers may not be aware of. And so he steals from them. So finally, I realized as I started to put today's show together, I had not ever really broke this down. We talked about it in like an overview sense, but we've never broken down piece by piece some of the bigger allegations about him stealing recipes with the receipts, because that's what we do over here. Of course, I got the receipts. That's why it's a long ass show. I think it's gonna be long. So we're gonna talk about the allegations of recipes that Darius Cooks has become known for, that come to find out they were stolen. We're gonna talk about his cookbooks that he has been selling since about 2014, and how the recipes in them have been, most of them have been accused of being plagiarized with receipts. And then overall, towards the end of the show, second half of the show, will be more of a look at the hypocrisy of Darius Cooks, a person who's been accused of plagiarizing, stealing intellectual property, taking advantage of people who may not be as well known, using their gifts, their talents, taking it as his own, profiting off of it, growing his platform from it, and then getting to that place and then looking down on everyone else like they're beneath him. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to give some examples of that. So we're going to start with, let me see, what poll question I just put out? Oh, is Cooks preying on the emotions of Black Christian women as a part of his grift? 99% of y'all, I think it's because we now have it on subscriber only mode. So you got to be subscribed in order to be in the chat. But 99% of y'all are saying, oh yeah, absolutely, Vell. 1% could be your finger slip. I'm thinking we really got 100% on that one, which is rare. We don't get 100% often at all. So poll question is, did you know that Darius Cooks stole the chorizo and shrimp burger recipe? 30% said yes, 70% no. You're learning, you're seeing. So here's when you hear people now, by the end of this live, whenever we get done tomorrow morning, you'll know when people say Darius Cooks steals recipes, you'll be able to say, oh yeah, like this one, like that one, like that other one, like the 18th one Vell talked about. You'll be able to say which recipes, because he's always, where's the proof? Where is the people? But I hear y'all saying this and that, but where's the proof? Here we come. We ain't done. Put on your seatbelt. It's gonna be a bumpy ride for you crooks. The Collard Greens. So Darius tweets on May 3rd of 2014. Around this time, this cornbread cake goes viral for him. So he tweets, collard green and cornbread cake, retweet. Retweet, for those of you who don't know, that means take this post and send it out to the people who follow you too, so it'll start to reach more people. He says, oh, with fried chicken on top and mashed potato icing. So this was something that Darius Cooks actually became known for in 2014. And we get to see from this interview here, there's another clip from Dr. Renee, aka a dehiver. Don't know if she still is, but she at least was one. And they're talking about the soul food cake.
Crazy to me, although I see all your posts, which, you know, I watch all your stuff, but I was watching the reel and they were talking about food, and here comes Lonnie, and I told my sister, did you see the reel today? She's like, yes. I said, you saw Darius's cupcake? So Lonnie was talking about how good it was, and I said, oh my God, that is his cupcake. And then who was, like, you've had a lot of celebrities tweet about your food.
Yeah, I have. So one of my new homies is Amber Riley from Glee.
Oh!
And then, you know, she won Dancing with the Stars. So, you know, we're into that, homies. You know, we ain't close like that yet. You know what I'm saying? But
soon.
You know, just soon, me and Amber. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, did she come to your dinner in LA?
No, she didn't come. She's actually on, she had vocal surgery. So she's on vocal, and she could only have like liquids or something like that. So no, she didn't come to LA. So Amber Riley, Yolanda Adams, gospel singer, has retweeted a bunch of my stuff. There's like a lot of local Chicago celebrities that have retweeted me. I've sort of become friends with a few comedians now, like JP Justice, who's done everything from like Def Comedy Jam to Comic View to, you know, the Shaq special. So he and I are like homies and stuff now. So yeah, you know, there's a couple of people that I'm sort of like, you know, I won't out too many names. You know? Yeah. You know, I know a few people. Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, wait a minute. So is there a way, and you might not know the answer to this, but is there a way to, like, you know, just like a songwriter copyrights their song lyric, is there a way to, so that people know that that is your cupcake? Let me tell everyone the cupcake. The cupcake is cornbread. Inside of the cupcake is collard greens. On top of the cupcake is mashed potatoes instead of icing, and then chicken, and then gravy.
Keep this in mind. So I showed you the soul food, his collard green cake or whatever he's called it, cornbread and collard green cake. But now she's talking about the cupcake version of it. And she's saying, Darius, is there a possible way for you to copyright your stuff so that people know that it's your original recipe, that anybody else who did it stole it from you? She's doing a lot of flying monkey behavior because he's the first person she saw do it. Don't mean he was the first person to do it.
You know,
there a way?
It's crazy. Unfortunately, there is no way to really copyright a recipe, right? Because the components of the recipe, it's chicken, right? It's mashed potatoes. Like, you can't copyright mashed potatoes. Right. What you can do is you can publish a recipe in a book, and then you could say that people can't, once it's copywritten, they can't reproduce any part of the book without written consent from you, which then you can then charge a fee for them to use the content. So you could do that, but unfortunately you can't. The thing about my recipes they are unmistakable. And that's what I love about why I create what I create, right? Because the people can see something and they're like, now, I don't know if you made that. I think Darius made that. And I'll tell you, the D-Hive is on top of it. Okay. The minute somebody posts anything and they're like, oh no, that came from that, like they're
So again, now this is what I was talking about earlier. And when I've been referencing this for quite a while, when I ran into the first time I ever seen him talking about how his D-Hags cult attacks people. They're going to attack people based on what they think their leader has created. Although he actually stole it, but he was the first person they saw do it. So they assume when they see it anywhere else that he stole it, that they stole it from Darius Cooks, versus the truth 9 times out of 10, which is he stole it from them and they might be smaller. So people don't know that he stole it from them. So listen to him describe what happens. And he learned this is a part of his weapon. This is how he's able to take advantage of people and still thrive. Because if they do speak up, and that's why a lot of people from his past, when people are like, why are they just saying stuff now? It took for there to be large numbers of people speaking out for people to feel comfortable enough to share their stories. But because before that, this was what they had to deal with.
Anything. And they're like, oh no, that came from that. Like they're tagging me. They are telling the person off. I mean, I can't tell. The D-Hive is real, okay? And the D-Hive they have run people off of Instagram, made them lock their pages, made them delete the post. My people are amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the best followers in social media, hands down. Hands down.
That is amazing.
And she's happy about it. That is amazing. That's amazing. You got people to be cyberbullying people, acting like internet thugs, chasing people off the internet because they thought that they stole something from you when in fact you stole it from them. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, you're so wonderful, Darius. This is how he's thrived. This is how we ended up with the monster that you see today. Couple star questions here. Was he passing it off as his own? Yes. He's Darius Cooks anything that Darius Cooks presents, he says is his original idea. He never says, I got this from somebody else. He has stolen pictures from the Kitchenista. One day it was shared once she shared it. Yeah. The Kitchenista and a ton of other chefs. Wasn't his first accusation the chicken mashed potato cornbread cake? Oh, look like you got ahead of me. Yes, that's what we talked about now. Actually, that wasn't the first. That was the most major, but that was not the first. That was the biggest. Probably still is one of the biggest to this day. Oh, this is what I want to see. Hey, you there saying she's a food allergist. So that Dr. Renee is a food allergist and then promoting a person who cooks the most unhealthy food ever. But okay. S. Smith is saying if he is so creative with recipes, then why can't he create anything besides chicken on a stick or stuff made with Hennessy? Yeah, again, when you look back, everything he does is online. Everything he has done is online. You look back and it's the same stuff over and over, regurgitated. He takes a little break and he regurgitates it. S. Smith, Vell, don't forget to share your Amazon link. I want to get you a birthday gift. Oh, thank you, friend. It's in the description area. No, it's in the comment. Well, actually, it's in the description area and the first pinned comment of every video, every recent video, like the past 10 videos or so. So that's where you can find the Amazon link if you want to bless me through my Amazon wish list rather. Okay, so we're moving on to so for those of you who are not familiar with the soul food cake, this is Darius Cooks' video of him making the soul food cake on his YouTube channel, you know, back in 2014-ish or whatever. So we'll watch this whole little intro and everything. I'm gonna do a lot of pausing and stuff for copyright and all that good stuff.
I'm born and bred in the great second city, Chicago. It's where I first learned I had a passion for food. As great as the city was, I wanted more. So I set out for the Big Apple. That's right, New York City. I've been here for a few years, cooking, learning, and developing all my recipes. My philosophy is simple. I make great food with familiar ingredients and present them in brand new ways. And here's my rule. It's gotta be simple, delicious, easy, and just good food. Here's what we're in for today.
So as I'm gonna let it play on mute. So as you can see, he was calling himself Darius Williams back then. So he was in transition. He was reinventing himself. You see how he tells, we know for a fact that this Chicago story is like Chicago, New York, then Atlanta. He tells the story himself, but he always glosses over. And it seems like, well, why you leave? That sound, you know, he always glosses over it. But this is him introducing how he's making the soul food cake. He's frying the chicken. What is he doing now? He's making the mashed potato dressing or icing from scratch. Let's see what's happening here. What is he making? Oh, he's making a cornbread. And as you see how the way he seasons, he just is, everything is filled with sodium.
And there's one more, oh my gosh, this smells so good, all right? There's one more simple ingredient, and that's whole milk.
He's saying that the cornbread smells so good. Cornbread? You just right, Life of London. Thank you for correcting, saying that Jersey is not New York City, because he does love to say that, but he never lived in New York City. He lived in Jersey. Who says that cornbread? Ooh, this cornbread smells so good. Like when it's in this mixing set. Now, maybe if it's in the oven, somebody might have said that before. But when
I've got our oven preheated 375 degrees, okay? This is gonna go into a pan that's been greased or buttered and then floured so nothing sticks. We don't want any stickage. And then it goes off and it bakes in the oven for about 25 minutes, or until you take a knife, you put a knife right down in the middle and it comes out clean, we're all good, all right? So
we don't want any stickage. Is stickage a word? So he's making his collard greens.
And set them aside until you're ready to use them. Told you, how simple was that? Super simple. And the key that really makes this, a little bit of sugar and the apple cider vinegar, and you're going to be all good, all right?
No, he loves his sugar.
That's gonna go on the inside.
Again, this is pre any mommy makeovers, any carving surgeries. He hadn't had his stomach removed, sliced, the middle part sliced out. He ain't had none of that done. No BBLs, no chiclet teeth yet, no teeth implants, no dentures put in yet, none of it.
Really, really well. And they're gonna go right on top. Is
teeth was still socially distancing.
Our seasoning, all right? You know I love Sazon. I cannot get enough of this stuff, okay? So chill out.
Oh, I forgot he was on.
Talking about how much MSG is in it. I know what's in it. It's delicious, okay? So if you
he used to be addicted to Sazon too. I think he's backed away from that.
Good, nice Cajun seasoning, whatever you got laying around, or however you season your chicken, all right? A little bit of onion powder going in and a little bit of garlic powder into the situation, all right? I don't know where you get your chicken from, but when I bought this one, it was not seasoned, so we gotta add some salt because salt brings out the flavor in the chicken, all right?
Look how much salt he put in there.
And a little bit of fresh cracked pepper, all right? And a chef's or cook's best tool. So I wanna get in here and
y'all see the fake voice. I see Explorer saying, so fake, I can't with him. Yeah, so this was, you know, I don't know this voice. This was kind of like the in between the proper, you know, suburban kid, and like I'm trying to be real down, you know, down with the people, down with the Black Power.
So let's get this dredged up and get it ready to go. On the stove, I got my trusty cast iron skillet getting nice and hot for us with the oil. Has the oil in there, all right? And I'm gonna put in about...
Who is this person? Which personality is this, y'all? She has so many, I can't keep count. I can't keep counting at this point.
Extra contrast, and we do that by adding in a little bit of cornstarch. So 2 parts flour.
Mute that. I'm sure it's not copyright music. He is making the gravy. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. Oh, let me get this part was funny to me. Because she is the most unhealthy cook, but then goes to black restaurants and slanders them, talking about that's what's wrong with y'all black folks. Y'all don't know how to eat healthy. She is such a hypocrite.
Remember, these are those Yukon Gold potatoes with that garlic that's in there. All right, listen. I don't know what you know about mashed potatoes, but what I know is a little butter goes a long way, all right? So I've got butter.
Right, Courtney, you just hit, oh, good. It was perfect timing. You just hit it right on the spot. This is when Crooks was still hoping for white folks to be his base audience. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
I'm going to throw in just a little bit. Not a lot. A little butter. Okay? A little bit as in a stick. All right? And then listen, I'm going to just start.
Fake laugh. And that is why he couldn't get the white folks to be his audience, because they don't eat like that. Not like the soul food we be eating, unless they country white folks. Now, he was addicted to Paula Deen. Look at all this stuff. He was addicted to Paula Deen. He definitely watched a ton of her. He was, I don't know, he never talks about Paula Deen anymore. Right, Yolanda. Yolanda Time is Hoppo, who this woman?
All right, and then just to make sure I get the right consistency, I'm really gonna go whip these potatoes really, really well, because I want to get air incorporated into the potatoes.
Okay, let's get to the point. That's him doing the cornbread. We getting there.
All right, and if we did everything right, it should just slide out the pan.
Oh, I want to.
All right, here is a sort of perfect. It's absolutely perfect. All right, so let's assemble the cake. First things first is I want to put a little glue on the plate so that our cake has something to sort of sit onto. All right, so just like that.
I didn't get this part. Like, do y'all use y'all icing as a base on your cake pan? I've never done that, and I don't want to do that. But I was like, that's different.
We did everything right. It should just slide out the pan with no problem. Look at that, all right? There's our cornbread layer. All right, that's gonna go down just like that, all right? And
right.
Remember?
Poppy said, my 600-pound cake, right.
Sit right here. First, right? I wanna just lob off.
Right, okay, so I'm not crazy, because I was like, why is he what do you need that? It's on a cake pan. The cake ain't sliding nowhere. It shouldn't. What?
Don't throw this away. This is some good eating, all right? Look at that. Nice and even. And there we go, all right? This looks pretty good to me. Pretty even there. All right, so then our collard greens right here, right on top.
That part looking full, but I'm going to pause it so we don't miss it. Hargett is saying, yes, so the cake won't slip. But do you have to worry about that when your cake is sitting on a cake pan and you're not traveling with it? I can see maybe if you're traveling with it, maybe. But I ain't going nowhere. It's just sitting on my counter from the place I put it. Where it's going to slide to. The bottom, now the top, I mean, I've had the top layer, like I didn't wait for my cake to cool off enough, especially when I was younger, and it would slide off. The icing would just make the top layer slide off. But other than that, what you need it for the bottom for? I don't get that. All
right, that looks pretty good to me. All right, and then here's our other layer of cornbread that's gonna go right on top. Our other layer of cornbread, it comes right out very easily, just like that, okay? This goes right on top, and we're gonna press it down a little bit and really get it in there.
A fool. And ain't them soggy greens gonna mess up that bottom layer?
And I'm gonna put them on top and then roll it down the...
Right, Bree Crush just said the same thing. Wouldn't the greens make it soggy? You would think, because he don't look like he dried them out. Oh, we can mute that. He ain't doing that. Did he speed this up? I think he did a cut. This makes sense, Courtney. Why are you saying that makes sense, Courtney? S. Smith, that looks nasty. Wait a minute, he put potatoes at the bottom. Right, that's why I don't know. I'm confused. Aaron, this a mess. he frosting it. And when he done, it's still gonna look a fool because he ain't got no talents when it comes to stuff like this.
All right, let's not forget our fried chicken that goes right on top, just like this. Super easy to do. This fried chicken was so amazing. It's super crispy because of that flour and that cornstarch. And use your favorite, whatever way you like to decorate or season your chicken, decorate. Season your chicken, you go for it, all right? I'm just dropping some pieces right.
We got to watch to the end, y'all. It's almost over. Because I need to be able for y'all to put all this story together. Okay, Jackie, doing it
right. And the gravy just goes right on top because gravy, chicken, and potato go so.
Yeah, that looks a mess. It looked like one of those. Remember the science project in elementary school where you do the volcano? You get some clay or some mud or whatever. Y'all build a little volcano and then you drizzle. You have it drizzle like the lava's coming out the top.
Like that. All right, and I know you want to see me dig into the cake and give it a try. I want to give it a try. Here we go. I'm gonna cut a little piece right there.
Got the damn music playing. And look how it come out.
And the collard greens right off on the inside and get the whole bite. I'm gonna give it a taste. Here we go. Here we go.
Who said it was some of us saying how soggy it was gonna be. He couldn't even get it to come out as a slice.
The cornbread is super moist, super sweet.
He did all of that, and it's still gonna be like a pile of like a mush pile on your plate. You might as well have saved yourself time and not put that together. You didn't need to assemble that because it's not gonna work. It was for clicks and views and engagements. It's not practical.
Super decadent. I get a hit of that gravy that's so good and delicious. Really savory and unctuous.
He didn't even pull out a whole slice.
Watch this. You hear that crunch? The crunch is from our fried chicken. Out of this world. Seasoned to perfection. It tastes so good. Listen, this is a cake. You saw it go viral. It's all over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and it's now on my website. It's DariusCooks.com. Two things I gotta tell you, all right? Food is my life. Life is my food. Until next time, I gotta wish you happy cooking from my heart to yours.
Yeah. Oh, he keeps us entertained over here. Crooks, I'm about to put you on the payroll. You keep us entertained. So that is Darius Cooks' collard green and cornbread cake that did go viral on the social media platform. So then he decided to actually make it. I don't know if people were daring him or whatever. He made it versus, I guess, just pictures of it. I wouldn't follow him back down. I don't know how the hell that went down. But Darius Cooks ended up, because he has a certain base of followers, mostly, African-American church women and some other African-Americans with natural hair. They have extensions. Some of them wear wigs. Some of the black people are they're light complected. Some of them are medium complected. Some of the black people are actually dark complected. So he has black people who watch. For those of y'all who don't get the joke, that's what Darius Cooks said a little while ago. I'm not a colorist. He is, but I'm not. Oh, you keep us entertained over here, Crooks. Poll question we're closing out. Have you heard of Darius Cooks' collard green and cornbread cake, aka the soul food cake? 43% of you have heard of it. 57% of you are like, no, man, I ain't know nothing about this shenanigans. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. That's why we do the work that we do over here. You're welcome. Closing out this poll question with Life of London Vell, you're a mess. Yes. And it's Foolishness Friday. So let me be, friend. Let me be. Next poll question. Did you know? Now you heard of Darius. Some of y'all had a little less than half heard of the soul food cake. Did you also know that Darius Cooks stole the soul food cake idea from a female baker? Did you know the thing he went viral for in 2014, he actually did not create? He copied it, took credit for it, never said he was inspired by, did a heck of a job of somebody else's creation. Did you know that? Did you know it? Let me play this clip. Even the podcasters, we got another clip from them, very, very short, what they knew about the fact that this was his claim to fame during that time.
Oh, because I know I used to follow him on Instagram, and I like his claim to fame was like the mashed potato what he called the soul food cake or something like that.
Cornbread with mashed potatoes,
yeah, and all that. So,
it was shorter than I thought. Yes, Darius Cooks stole the soul food cake idea. And I know some gonna be like, you just say it. They going crazy now. How dare you? That's how I learned about him. You lied. You liar. Oh my God. They like a gremlin when you put water on them. Hold on. So here is a clip of the creator of Darius Cooks, renamed it. Oh, and also here's a better looking picture of it, because this is how it looks when the creator of it does the cake. Not that hack. Not this big. I was about to curse and then I caught myself. Not this bullish. This sloppy, looking like old slotty ass. Not this version, but the real version. Who do you think who did it first? Who actually knows how to make it? The person who makes it like this, or the person who makes it like that? The version we just watched over there that you couldn't even slice a corner out of it. So there is a young lady by the name of Bree. Oh Lord, I thought I had put the name down. I think her name is Bree Miller. She is the creator of what she calls the soul food cake. And it was televised. She was actually on, I think this is a Hallmark channel, some cooking show or whatever kind of show they had. She actually was a featured guest on there. Let's hear what happens there and how we have proof that she's a celebrity chef.
Bree Miller, and she is about to make her famous soul Okay.
Oh, that was.
Anyone? May God rest his soul. We love you, Don. We love you, Don. All right, but in all seriousness, you make some very unique cakes.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank
take a
you.
look
Thank
at
you.
these, Bree.
Yeah, so these are some of my favorite styles of cake. So I have a chalkboard style cake where it's a hand-painted wedding cake. Wow. I think it's a really awesome way to do it.
Great idea.
We got something colorful for birthdays, kids' parties.
Just for copyright, I'm gonna mute some of that. I thought I had chopped this part out, but I think I wanted y'all to see that she's a legit baker. Yeah, because I cut at this part coming up.
What I found was so interesting about you is it's
definitely
that
science.
happen?
It's more of a chemistry.
So you also see her soul food cake over there.
In the kitchen and just, you know,
and then they ask her how she came up with the idea. Let me
now, what I found was so interesting about you is it's
definitely
that
science.
happen?
It's more of a chemistry. I feel like it's a lot of trial, a lot of error. I just was in the kitchen and just, you know, experimenting day after day after day.
Let me help show a few people how popular you are with some of the celebrities that are there. Kevin Hart is a big fan of yours.
Kevin
as
Hart.
well as Chrissy Teigen. We have the photos? Yeah, there's Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, let's have Kevin! He's so funny. He's
Yeah,
such
they
a
love
funny
the
guy.
soul
And that
cake.
beautiful Christy.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe she's eating that cake. I gotta tell
She
you, Bree.
actually orders the most out of everybody. She's
Really?
ordered.
Just for copyright, I'm gonna interrupt a little bit. And as you see, celebrities: Kevin Hart, Christy Teigen, God, but why am I forgetting her husband's name? And her husband, that's what I was trying to get his name. They know, and other celebrities know about her soul food cake. Darius Cooks is able to capitalize off of situations like this because if you pay attention to who Bree's audience would be, they don't look John Legend. Thank you, Marianne. John Legend and Christy Teigen, whatever. Bree's audience doesn't necessarily look like Darius Crooks's demographic. So Darius Cooks' demographic ain't gonna necessarily watch this kind of show, know who Bree might be, all the other stuff. And so he takes advantage of situations like that to say, oh, I can sneak and steal that idea. And nobody's the wiser except for chefs and other people in that industry. Because the people, the regular laymen, aren't his followers. Remember, the white ladies with the $300 stroller who he wanted to come to his cupcake shop never followed him on social media. They never became one of his followers. He never gained that audience.
At least 4 of the cakes and is constantly ordering the cupcake version that I have in front of you guys.
This is
So we're gonna put together your soul.
She sells. Well, this was years ago. This was years ago. She was selling her cupcake version of it as well. The cupcake version that Dr. Renee, while doing her DHAG interview with Darius Cooks, was giving him credit for. And the black folks didn't know no difference. You can tell the difference even by the quality, who the originator is. Not to mention the dates. Not to mention the dates of release.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to put it together.
What inspired you to do this to begin with?
Well, I love food in general. So
we do too.
I'm always around cake. I don't really eat cake anymore, which is sad, but nobody in my family eats cake. So on Easter, I was like, everybody bring a side dish. So I was like, okay, well, here's my side dish. I just made it look like a cake.
That's cool. I'm so inviting you to my
I don't
house
want
for
to disappoint
Thanksgiving.
you, but we eat cake.
But you know, you're
Yes.
underselling yourself because it's not just celebrities. This became a huge phenomenon where people and
Some people were asking about her in the soul food piece. It says here in the caption, Bree's family love of soul food inspired this signature cake. You don't get a description from Darius Cooks of how he came up with the idea, what inspired it. Also, the preparation of it. She's smart enough, because she's the originator, to know sloppy collard greens on a cake, a cornbread, or a cake type substance is not a good idea because it's going to make it soggy. You're going to have a hard time cutting it, et cetera, et cetera. So she used macaroni. But because he wanted to, for one, you know, he's in love with collard greens. Again, that was 2014 when he was making that, or 2015. He's still making the same collard greens today. Bree Miller used mac and cheese, which makes more sense. Gonna taste better too. But Darius Cooks didn't want to copy that much. He changed it a bit, but never said he was inspired by Bree. His way of preparing it don't even make sense. A lot of us was saying, those of us who can cook, collard greens, that's gonna make it soggy. Bree knew that. So she used mac and cheese instead.
China were sending you things, and you couldn't even read what
I couldn't read them. I don't
Why is everyone grabbing forks? I thought we were eating cupcakes.
Well,
exactly.
Oh, good. You're
wait,
serving
it's
that up?
stuffed
Okay.
with mac and cheese.
Oh my God.
So the
Let
mac
them
and
eat
cheese
cake.
is
I love
inside.
you.
Which just sounds better. I mean, it's gonna taste better and it sounds better. Delilah saying, I knew I didn't see no greens on hers. Right. She was smart enough not to include soggy greens.
I wasn't trying to look cute
All
today.
right.
I just
Okay,
wanted to
let's
know
eat
it,
this
yeah.
cake.
Okay, so the
Oh,
cake
ma'am.
itself is 3 layers of cornbread, and sandwiched in between the cornbread is mac and cheese and candied yams.
So cool.
And then I frost it with my garlic herb mashed potatoes.
That sounds way better. I love mac and cheese. I love candy yams. Put them together. I actually, when I eat them sometimes on a plate, get one of those southern plates where everything piled up. I sometimes eat the yams with the mac. Hers even sound better. Just sound, even the way she describing how she decided to prepare it sounds better. Mac and cheese, cornbread with the candy yams. And she said garlic mashed potatoes. Not just some old regular buttered, overly buttered mashed potatoes with too much salt. All of that is telling you that she's more skilled. And on top of that, again, based on the date, the originator of the soul food cake. Poll question, we're closing out. I ain't done. Oh, don't think, oh, wow, Vell, I didn't know that. Oh, my God, that's big. I ain't done. Oh, I ain't done. Did you know that Darius Cooks stole the soul food cake from a female baker? 33% of you didn't know. 67% of you did not. That is why we're here. That is why we do the work that we do over here. Let's carry on.
Hey, popping like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been